A South Florida woman who has been living in the United States for nearly 2 decades is now facing an overwhelming $1.82 million fine imposed by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, for failing to leave the country after a removal order was issued against her back in 2005. The federal agency announced this astonishing penalty, which is based on a daily fine accumulation for each day she remained in the country beyond the deportation order. The woman, a 41-year-old mother of 3 children, all of whom are U.S. citizens, has asked to be identified only as Maria to protect her safety and privacy amid this highly stressful situation. Maria is originally from Honduras and has lived in the United States since 2005. In an exclusive interview with CBS News Miami, she shared the immense emotional toll this legal battle has taken on her daily life. She described living with constant anxiety and struggling with insomnia ever since ICE's Civil Fines Department sent her the notice detailing the massive financial penalty she now faces. Ever since that day, I live with anxiety. I can't sleep. I don't feel, Maria said softly, her voice revealing the weight of her fear. I don't want to go back. Her words underscore the desperation many immigrants face when confronted with the threat of deportation, especially after building lives and families here in the U.S. Maria entered the United States legally through California in February 2005. However, just 2 months later, after missing a scheduled immigration hearing, she was ordered to leave the country. According to Maria, she never fully understood the consequences of missing that hearing. She explained that at the time, she had no family in the United States or a fixed address where she could be contacted. I told the immigration officer I didn't have any family in this country or a specific place to stay, she said. I never received any document, and they did not know where I was going to be. This lack of clear communication and documentation is a key factor in the legal arguments her attorney is now making on her behalf. The fine itself was imposed under the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1952, a federal law that allows the government to impose daily financial penalties on undocumented immigrants who do not comply with removal orders. ICE is charging Maria $500 for every day she has remained in the country since the 2005 deportation order, leading to the staggering total of $1.82 million. This unprecedented amount has sent shockwaves through immigrant communities and legal advocates alike, who argue that such fines are excessively harsh and rarely enforced at this scale. Maria's attorney, Michelle Sanchez, has publicly condemned the fine as absolutely nuts and unjust, especially given the circumstances surrounding her client's case. Sanchez emphasized that Maria was not properly informed of the consequences when she missed her hearing, and that the government's lack of communication has played a significant role in this situation. In 2024, Sanchez filed a motion to reopen Maria's deportation case, arguing that Maria qualifies for U.S. residency due to her long-term presence in the country, her clean criminal record, and her strong family ties here. For me, this is absolutely nuts, Sanchez said. There's no reason why she should be facing this kind of penalty. Sanchez also highlighted the severe impact deportation would have on Maria's 3 U.S.-born children, noting that their mother's removal would cause extreme and exceptionally unusual hardships for the entire family. Family separation is a heart-wrenching consequence that many immigrant families fear, and Sanchez is using this argument to appeal for mercy and a reconsideration of Maria's case. While the Biden administration has provided some discretion to ICE attorneys to review and potentially reopen cases of long-standing deportation orders, Sanchez explained that Maria's motion was denied in March of this year. She believes this denial is partially due to the lack of clear policies or guidance left over from the previous Trump administration regarding how such cases should be handled. Just 2 months after this denial, Maria was served with the enormous fine. Sanchez remains determined to appeal the fine, arguing that Maria was never made fully aware of the legal consequences of failing to leave the country. She insists that the government must take into account Maria's personal circumstances, her family ties, and the fact that she has been a contributing member of the community for nearly 20 years. We are fighting this because the system has failed her, Sanchez said. Maria, for her part, is resolute in her desire to stay in the United States and is deeply distressed by the possibility of being forced to return to Honduras. "It would be extremely painful to be separated from my children," she said. "This is their country. This is all they know. Please have mercy. I want to stay with them." Her plea echoes the stories of countless immigrant families who have built their lives here and fear the consequences of losing their homes and loved ones. CBS News and CBS News Miami have reached out to ICE for a comment regarding Maria's case and the fine imposed. So far, a spokesperson for ICE South Florida has stated that they need more time to respond to inquiries. As this story develops, it highlights the ongoing complexities and human impact of immigration enforcement policies in the United States.